everybody, welcome back to my channel. Oh gosh, I just tried filming this from my daughter's bed and I had you rested on something and the camera just fell and then it wouldn't focus after that, and I was so worried that I'd broke my camera, but I haven't, so it's fine. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to be doing my 12-week update, recap, whatever you want to call it. So if you see me looking at my phone a lot, that's because I'm going back on what I'd put on the app, on my pregnancy app. So if you're curious, or if you just want to know what app I'm using, it's the Nausea pregnancy app. I used this app when I was pregnant with my daughter, and it's really good because it gives you daily updates, it gives you weekly updates, and like it tells you like how big they are. Like I'm 15 weeks as I'm filming this video, so right now my baby is the size of an avocado. And you can change it, it doesn't have to be like vegetables, it can be animals or like toys and games or like bakery. So you don't have to just stick to the vegetables and fruit if you don't want to. So yeah, anyway, on the 10th of April, that's when I found out I was pregnant. Also, if you want to watch me finding out I'm pregnant and telling my partner, I'll link that video up here for you. So, in terms of symptoms, I also go on about the symptoms I had before I was pregnant. So if you want to watch that video first, that video is also going to be linked up there for you. So, the day I found out, I had, for symptoms, bloating, frequent urination, appetite increase. Yeah, I was really hungry, but then with me suffering from nausea really bad, which was all day nausea, but I couldn't actually be sick, so it didn't go away, but I was really hungry. But I went off a lot of food, like any food that made me feel worse. So greasy food, so completely gone off greasy food. I don't mind if it's a little bit, but if it's a lot, I can't eat it. Like, I can still eat McDonald's. Their burgers are like the tiniest bit greasy, so it's okay. Sorry, the lighting keeps going funny. I'm really worried about my camera now. What else did I put? Oh, tender breasts, and I had a bit of period pain still. So I spoke about that in the symptoms I had before my missed period video. If you haven't seen that video, basically I was getting a lot of period cramps like I've just stated, and my breasts were very tender, like very, very tender. I didn't even say how many weeks I were. So I was 3 weeks when I found out I was pregnant. So basically for week 3 it was a lot of appetite increase, breast tenderness, bloating and cramps. Another one, in case you can't tell by my face, was acne. My acne got a bit bad. It's been a lot worse than that, but normally I only get acne when I'm on my period, and they were just showing up everywhere, and it wasn't just on my face, it was like on my body as well, so on my back, my neck, on my legs. So yeah, that was a thing. And fatigue, exhaustion. I actually mentioned that in the symptoms before my missed period video. Basically, I was exhausted. I still haven't got all of my energy back. It's definitely better than it was, but I was basically in bed most of the day, or I was just on the settee. I'd take my son to school, come back home, and be so exhausted I'd be on the settee for most of the day after that. My lighting keeps going really weird. And in like, also going in with that exhaustion was shortness of breath. So we live in a really hilly area. Taking my son to school is downhill, so that's completely fine. It's coming back, pushing my daughter in a pushchair, who's, bearing in mind, nearly 2. So it's not like she's tiny and weighs nothing. So I'd be there like a panting dog, basically. I'd end up having to get her out, which she's completely fine with, and she's really good, like she holds my hand. But yeah, it was really bad. It's definitely better now, but you can hear as I'm talking, I'm still getting a little bit out of breath. But it's definitely not as bad as it was, which I'm really happy about. Looks like I've got the sun in my bedroom, in my daughter's bedroom with me. Headaches. Yes, completely forgot about this. So I suffer with migraines. I have suffered with migraines since I was pregnant with my son. Never had a migraine before that. I had a really bad one when I was pregnant with him. I ended up having to go to hospital about it. And I've had them since then. It got to the point where I was having one every few weeks. Between every month and every few weeks. So I actually got a piercing. I think it's called a Daith piercing. You can Google it, I'm not completely sure. And it's basically like an acupuncture, and it helped so much. Gone from having migraines, like I said, every few weeks to every month to every few months now. But with this first trimester, also normally my migraines only last about a day. That's the longest. Apart from when I was pregnant with my son, like, it lasted a day, but then it took me 3 days to recover because, like, your head gets so sensitive, doesn't it? If you've ever had a migraine, you'll know, won't you? Like, if I got up too quick or moved my head quickly or put my head down, I was in agony. It was like my brain was bruised from it, if that makes any sense. And I started getting a migraine, and I says to my partner Josh, I'm going to lay down. Lay down, woke up, and it was still really bad. And the next morning it was still there. I had a migraine for 3 days. Not even like I was recovering from one. I had one for 3 days. And then it went away, and then 2 days later I got one again. And I ended up going to A&E, which is our like emergency. Well, in other places you'd call it the ER, wouldn't you? Sorry. I ended up going into there because I thought it was my iron levels, because my iron levels always go low when I'm pregnant. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. Thankfully it wasn't my iron levels. The doctor just went, oh, you just need to drink more. Even though I was drinking a lot, I was going for a pee basically every hour. That frequent urination. Yeah, that was crazy as well. Like, there's frequent urination, and then there is really frequent, and some days it was really bad. Bearing in mind I'm there exhausted, out of breath, and then having to go to the toilet as well. Oh yeah. So it was a very eventful first trimester with the migraines and that. It was really bad. I tried actually having a blood test so that they could check my iron levels. I got referred to a doctor's, and when it came to that, the nurse came out and says, oh, I can't do it because your midwife has to send you. Or like they have to get something from my midwife. I'm like, I haven't even seen my midwife yet at all. Around my doctors, I got sent around so many places. I ended up ringing maternity records, and they were like, if you haven't seen your midwife yet, you're still under your GP. That nurse should have known that. So that was fun. But because of the migraines, I did end up having my blood stuck at the hospital, which, like I said, there was nothing wrong. But then a week later I got a phone call from my doctors. Oh, you wanted someone to speak to you about your shortness of breath and your migraines and your exhaustion. I was like, I expected this call a week ago. And he was like, oh, I assume it's resolved then. Yes! So that was actually a big inconvenience. I'm seeing a lot of bloating, which I did have. I had a lot of bloating. Also bleeding gums, like I'm going to be completely honest with you, I did not take very good care of my teeth when I was young. It was never enforced or anything like that, so I never really took any really good care with them. And as I got older, obviously I've started taking better care of them. So out of breath. So, but obviously my gums are sensitive anyway, so I was kind of expecting them to bleed really easy when I was brushing my teeth and stuff like that, and I was getting nosebleeds really easy because basically from before I even found out till now I have felt ill. I've had like this constant cold, and every morning I've had to blow my nose because it's just been completely blocked, like both of them. And obviously, so I've been getting nosebleeds because of that as well. So it's all fun and games in it. Oh, another one was constipation, so obviously everything slows down in there, so obviously I was constipated, which is never fun. And then what comes with the constipation? Hemorrhoids, if that's what you want to call them, or piles, or whatever you want to call them. So that's not fun either. And I had that with my other two pregnancies as well, so I was kind of expecting that one. I put down, this is when I'm 5 weeks, nearly 6 weeks, I put down aversions. So basically my partner can't have kebabs anymore because the smell of them makes me feel really sick, like really, really bad. So bless his heart, and he loves kebabs as well, so he stopped having them. That was really weird. And like I said about the greasy food, just completely gone off greasy food. So far with cravings, I've only had, I think it was one craving, and it's these ice cream, ice lolly things, like, what are they called? Crunchy Blast something. I'll put a photo here. I was really, really craving them. I was having like 2 a day. But that craving's gone now, and I'm not currently craving anything. I'm seeing I've been putting down a lot on vivid dreams as well, which again is something really common in pregnancy. So I don't remember at all what the vivid dreams were, but I remember them feeling really real, if that makes any sense. Indigestion, I completely forgot about this one actually. So it was whenever I had summer, it was even if I drank water before I went to bed, anything I had that before was like late at night or like that, I'd get really bad indigestion. Not the heartburn bit, just the other part of it where like your neck feels weird and you get like acid reflux and stuff like that. So something that really helped with that was the Gaviscon like chewables. Like, they taste awful. They taste like paste and everything, but I can't have the liquid form anymore. I tried having it when I was pregnant with Naomi and I was like nearly sick, so I was like, yeah, no. I really feel sick all day, every day as it is. I don't want to feel any more sick. So they were helping a lot, and I don't get indigestion anymore either. This is another one, disrupted sleep. So if I go to bed at like an average time, like 8, 9, maybe 10 o'clock, and my partner gets up for work early because he does like morning till dinner, or early afternoon. So if I've had like not a decent amount of sleep, but I've been asleep long enough, I'll be awake for 3 hours. I'll be there trying to go back to sleep and I can't, so I'm there awake and annoyed because I can't get back to sleep. And it's the same thing if Naomi wakes up in the night and comes through. If it's at a certain time and I've gone to bed early because I've been really tired, I'm just there awake for 3 hours just not being able to go back to sleep, and it's so frustrating, which is still a thing. It actually happened last night, well, this morning. She came through at about 4 o'clock and I just couldn't get back to sleep for 2-3 hours after that, and then trying to get up this morning, I was exhausted. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. So I'm there like, I can't wait till bedtime now. And it was kind of like that when I was pregnant with Naomi. I was a very light sleeper with Naomi. Like, the slightest thing used to disturb me. And with Kane, I just slept all the time. Like, it never bothered me or anything. Like, if I woke up, I could get back to sleep straight away. Especially in the 3rd trimester, I think all I did was basically sleep and eat. And another thing, this isn't really a symptom, but I doubt anyone is going to believe me, because my partner didn't believe me until he felt it himself, was I felt the baby move. We're having my hand on my belly, not just out. We're having my hand on my belly, and I think I was sort of laid back, so like it was more like exposed, and my skin is really thin. From 9 weeks and 5 days, I could feel the baby move on my hand, with my hand resting on my belly and me basically laid back. And that was the only time I could feel a move. And it was really strange, because it doesn't feel like a kick or them pushing or anything. It's like someone just doing that on your hand. It's really weird, because I could only feel it like around here. And my partner was like, you're losing your marbles there. But then I put his hand in the exact same place, and I knew he could feel it, because he was so shocked. He sort of like went back. And yes, I know there's a difference between movements and gas, before anyone comments that, because like I've had that before. Like with Naomi, I first felt her move without me touching my belly at 14 weeks, like dead on. And Josh went, are you sure? And I said, it felt like a fish was wiggling around in my belly, yes. So trust me, I definitely know it was. Like, I know not a lot of people are going to believe me, but yeah, it was really strange. Oh god, my camera battery is flashing. So I'm sorry if it's getting a bit jumpy. I have to keep turning my camera off and turning it back on when I find something. So another craving that I actually put down that I completely forgot about, because I only craved it like a few times, was sweet corn. I'd just sit there and eat sweet corn out of a bowl basically. And that was at around 10 weeks, and I actually have a bump photo. You probably can't see it very well. I'll just put the picture of it here. I actually got my bump really early this time. With Naomi, it was, I think, after 12 weeks. With Kane, it was after 20 weeks when I got my bump. So my belly muscle basically non-existent anymore. So my daughter's in here now, so you probably might hear her. But let me see if I can get... So that's my bump now. This is at 15 weeks. Oh, and oh, I should have probably moved you back down. And so what I forgot to say is I have an anterior placenta again. I had one with Naomi, which is kind of making me nervous, because it was really hard to get the placenta out. Like, you have that injection, don't you, so that it comes out in the next 15 minutes or something. That didn't happen. It was about half an hour. I was in a lot of pain, and the head midwife had to come in and say, right, I'm going to try and gently pull it out with the umbilical cord. If that doesn't work, you're going to have to be sent in to theatre to have someone scoop it out. And my partner was like, oh no, they're just showing you what they have to do with some equipment. No, they have to actually put their hand in and scoop it out. So I was terrified, and that's why I'm a bit worried this time, because again, anterior placenta. When I went to my scan, I was actually 3 days on to what I thought I was. So when I went for my scan, I thought I was 13 weeks and 5 days. I was actually 14 weeks 1 day. Are you going to say hi to everybody? Your hair's all messy because you just woke up. Oh, you're so sweet. Nobody can see you. There we go. Can you say hello? You're very good, aren't you? Yeah. So basically the last thing to tell you that I can see on my app is that 11 weeks and 3 days I put on that I could feel baby move without me touching my belly. And I kind of think it was because I was holding Naomi and she was like above my belly and I was leaning back. So, like I said, my skin's thin anyway, so they would have been sort of close to where it is. And even though it's an anterior placenta, it's not completely in the middle, it's more one corner of the front. So I felt them kick 2 times and it was crazy. And my partner, I can tell, like, Josh didn't believe me. Are we going to read books? You want me to read a book to you? Right, I'm going to have to wrap this video up now. My camera battery's flashing and she wants me to read a book to her. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick little 12-week update. I will put a photo of the scan photo here for you. We're really happy we got to see the baby and that everything's good with them. They're growing as they should be and stuff like that. And it was really good. Actually, they were the first baby that wouldn't stop wriggling about, or that the midwives call a troublesome baby, which I think is, I don't know. Kane and Naomi didn't really move much, so they could get all the stuff they needed to get, but this baby stayed still for the photo and then they wouldn't stop moving. I don't think they liked the thing that they put on your belly, I can't remember what it's called, but my mum said I didn't like anything being put on the belly when she was pregnant with me, so it's probably something to do with me. But yeah, make sure you subscribe because, what, you look at the colours then. Make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be the next video you'll see from me is the baby gender reveal, so make sure you subscribed with the bell on because I'm so excited to find out and share with you what the gender of this baby is. So put your guesses in the comments and we'll see who's right. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I post like bump photos of the kids. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Do you want to say bye, Nay? Do you want to say bye? Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye. Nay, nay.